Good morning, guys. Today's lecture is on CDM, that is Clean Development Mechanism and Carbon Footprints. CDM is nothing but Clean Development Mechanism. It is used to define the Kyoto Protocol, that is based on IPCC 2017, that provides an emission reduction projects, or that will explains the emission reduction project which is generated to certify the emission reduction unit, and they may be traded in emission trading schemes or carbon trading schemes, as you all very well know about carbon trading. And these protocols have two objectives. First one is to achieving the sustainable development that helps to prevent the dangerous climatic change, and second one is to achieve compliance with the qualified emission in limitation and reduction compliance. And both these projects are subjected to approval to ensure that these emission reductions are real and additions, and that can be supervised by the Clean Development Mechanism Executive Board under the guidance of Conference of parties like United Nations Framework Convention on such climatic change, that is UNFCCC. And these projects can be validated by the third party agency, that is called a designated operational entity. They helps to ensure the project results in real, measurable and long term emission reduction. Once the project is registered and implemented, the emission board issues credits called um, the certified emission reduction, or commonly known as carbon credits, and these each unit can be equal to reduction of 1 metric ton of carbon dioxide based on the monitored difference between the baseline and the actual emission, and that can be verified by the above said designated operational entity. And there are four approved methodologies that are all coded. First one is approved methodology, second one is ACM approved consolidated methodology, third one is approved methodology for small scale projects, and fourth one is afforestation and reforestation approved methodologies. And all can be registered, approved and verified by the emission board or by the designated operational entity. And next we'll see the carbon footprint. This is nothing but the total greenhouse gases or total amount of gases emitted by an individual or by an individual organization or by a product, and that can be expressed in terms of tons of carbon dioxide. And this explains the ways by an individual will emits carbon dioxide by using electricity, transport, and by wastages or disposal of wastages, gases, fuels, etc., and that can be known as carbon footprint. And this is the list of top 10 food items which emits biggest environmental footprints, like beef, cheese, pork, chicken, etc. And this is our daily activities like traveling, driving, and working with computers more than 32 hours, and usage of different kinds of plastics products or products of plastics like plastic bags, plastic bottles, which is responsible for emission of carbon, are noted as personal carbon footprints that will causing global warming or global or emission of greenhouse gases. And these carbon footprints are very powerful tool to understand the impact of an individual behavior for an global or the influence on global warming, and this helps to calculate or constant monitoring of a personal carbon emission or personal carbon footprint. And next we'll see the environmental clearance procedure in India. This environmental clearance process requires 39 types of projects which covers screening, scoping and evaluating the environment. And the main purpose of this procedure or clearance procedure is to assess the impact of planned project and environment, and people to try the minimize the same. And this process includes first we have to start the project of environmental pollution clearance, or by selecting the site that is location identification. After that, the project proponent is proposed and fall under the purview of environmental clearance, and that they can be conduct an EIA study either directly or by through the consultant. After EIA report is ready, the investor approaches the State Pollution Control Board and the State Forest Department. They evaluate and assess the quantity and quality of effluents or the standard of the waste that can be valid, and that report can be valid for 15 years. After then, the public hearing is conducted prior to issue of NOC from the State Pollution Control Board, because this is the mandatory step in the process of environmental clearance for certain development projects. And for this, the district collector is the chairperson of the public hearing committee, and the other members were officials from the district development body and State Pollution Control Board, Department of Environmental and Forestry, and representatives of Taluk and Grama Panchayats, and senior citizen of a particular district. After getting the EIA report, EMP, and details of public hearing, NOC granted by the state regulators, the documents are submitted by the investors that can be scrutinized by multidisciplinary staffs that is functioning in the Ministry of Environment and Forest. After that, the proposals are placed to specially constituent committees called Environmental Appraisal Committee, and once all the request documents and data from the project authorities are received, the public hearing is held, and assessment and evaluation of the project from the environment is also completed within 90 days, and the decision of the ministry shall be conveyed within 30 days, and then the clearance granted shall be valid and that can be valid for 5 years of period, the commencement of construction and also the operation of the projects. After the suggestions made, either the project is accepted or rejected, that can be decided by the Environmental Appraisal Committee. And this is some of the areas, like sensitive areas like hill resorts, beach resorts, archaeological monuments, religious and historical places, coastal areas, beach resorts, national parks, lakes, sanctuaries, border areas, airports, which is really required environmental clearance irrespective of all the types of these projects. These areas, these sensitive areas really need some the clearance projects or clearance procedures to save all the environmental save from the environmental degradation or the pollution. And that's all about the environmental clearance procedure which would have followed in India. And with this, we have completed our portions of environmental pollution. Thank you. Best of luck.